I want to talk about Fallout. Mainly because I'm playing Fallout 4 right now on my PS4. And I've played Fallout 3, and I've played New Vegas. And I've played all of the Fallout 3 DLC, and I played some of the Fallout New Vegas DLC. And I haven't played any of the DLC for Fallout 4, and I don't plan to, mainly because I don't own the game yet, and I'm not going to buy DLC for a game I don't fucking own. And if you're wondering how am I playing it without owning it, it's not GameFly. It's actually due to my local library, which is fucking awesome, because it has a lot of cool games at it. And yeah, I'm actually waiting on Resident Evil 7 to get to the library so I can play that. And I'm sure you guys would love to see me, or at least hear me, be fucking terrified in a Let's Play that I record on my PS4. I'm sure you'd love to hear me scream and yell like a little fucking girl. Anyway, going back to Fallout 4. And the reason I brought this up is because there is a place you encounter called the Dunwich Borers, which is obviously a play on the Dunwich Horror, which is an H.P. Lovecraft story. And there's a place like that in Fallout 3, I do believe, because it takes place in DC. And I don't think they would have a place based on H.P. Lovecraft in the middle of like California and Nevada and all that shit. They might have, I don't fucking know. But, so, when you go into Dunwich Borers, which I didn't honestly put together until I thought about making a video, I'm like, Dunwich Borers. Oh, they're making a fucking joke. But anyway, there's a place called the Dunwich Building in Fallout 3. And you go in it, and there's all this really fucked up stuff. And in the DLC, where you go to the, not the Commonwealth, but it's like, it's where you meet those fucked up hillbilly assholes. It's obviously somewhere in the New England area. There's a guy who lives in a building, like a plantation, or like a plantation-looking building, and this guy basically has a book, and it's essentially the Necronomicon, or one of the other books in the Cthulhian mythos. And you basically get the choice of, or no, you find the book and you have to bring it back to this guy. You have two paths. You either take it to the guy in the house, or you take it to someone else, and, get rid of it. You can keep it because it doesn't have anything else to do with the world. It's not like this is some arcane, awesome super book that gives you anything. I kept it. I didn't destroy it, and I didn't give it to the other guy, because I'm like, I actually like the thought of having something that's based on the Cthulhu mythos. Specifically based on, like, a Lovecraft novel or story. But going back to Fallout 4, the Dunwich Borers place. When you go into it, and you basically have to fight through a bunch of ghouls. And they're like, you get weird glimpses like you do in the Dunwich building, where it's like you get glimpses of how things were before the bombs, dropped and shit like that. Like, you get instances of like just people, like, because it's a quarry. Basically, you just get a bunch of people. You get glimpses of people who are just standing around with hard hats and talking about drilling. Obviously they're trying to do shit related to quarry mining. And then you get to this point where there's this pool. And it's funny how they say this on the Wikipedia, or not the Wikipedia, the Wikia, how if you go down in this hole, because it's a water hole, if you go down, if you go down in a power armor set, you're fucked, because you can't get back out, because you have to swim back up. And you can't swim when you're in a fucking... when you're in a goddamn... power armor. I found this out after I'd already jumped in, because I thought it was just a hole. I didn't know it was a hole full of water. I thought there was going to be some way of me getting out, you know. And then I was like, oh shit, you know. Thankfully I saved right before I jumped down, just in case something like that fucking happened. So I got out of it, jumped down, and you get a knife. And I forgot how you pronounce it, but it was like cremware tooth? Like Cremware's tooth or some shit like that. I'm just gonna do a bit of a quick Google foo. It's Kremviz. However the fuck it's basically like some Cthulhian beast. And they even mention, whatever, like, a thing. It looks fucking cool, and it's also pretty goddamn effective at killing shit. Within reason, obviously. So, this is what it says on the Wikia. It says, the unique weapon, however the fuck you pronounce it, is a religious item tied to the semi-Lovecraftian god Ugh-Quathoth as a sacrificial knife and a tool for religious warriors that was likely created for use in either before the advent of the first civilized nations or in the darker eras after the Great War. The use of pre-war tech in formal modern company emails suggests the former. It is like the few remaining genuinely arcane artifacts. And you basically can just take the blade off, and you can put it on other machete, because it's basically just a custom machete. And yeah. So let's see, Ugh-Quathoth. I'm assuming it's the guy from Fallout 3. Yeah, Point and Look At is what it was called. It's speculated that the swamp folk have a belief in the occult, and some postulate they pray to an unknown entity named Ugh-Quathoth. So it is actually linked to that. A strange altar found in the depths of the Dunwich building may hold the key to discovering more about this previously unknown entity. Unfortunately, because of all investigators into grimoire oddities are currently attempting to scrape together a day-to-day existence or are dead, further research may never occur. Legend states that the pressing the fabled Krivbekne into the Eldritch Obelisk can force those of impure blood to face a fiery death. And that's what you basically do. And it's Obadiah is the guy's name. But yeah, it's kind of cool. And it mentions the links to H.P. Lovecraft and the Dunwich Horror, and that's cool. I forgot that Dunwich Horror actually revolved around Yog-Sothoth. And that makes more sense now that if that's what they were going for. But yeah, so it's kind of cool to have these Cthulhian references. I'd love to see Bethesda or another company do a Cthulhian type game. There's supposedly a new Call of Cthulhu video game. There was Call of Cthulhu Darkest Corners of the Earth or of the World that came out on the PS2 and the original Xbox. And I guess you can really do a Cthulhian game well without sanity effects, and I think there's a company that still owns sanity effects or had it recently the trademark or copyright on that recently went away, I think. Whatever the fuck. Doesn't matter. It'd be cool to... there are games I think there's Agony and other weird fucked up horror games that are coming out, which makes me fucking happy. And while I might not play them all, I sure shit'll fucking watch people play them all. I kind of want to get Outlast 2, but I don't have any money. So, yeah. Anyway, God. I just read the quote, and at the top it says, one of us, Oog Quithoth is returned, unintelligible. This is H. Granger. I read that as H. Geiger, who, you know, is known for having some fucked up stuff that he made, you know, artwork. It's... Anyway, with all that rambly nonsense out of the fucking way, I'll be done with you guys. And give this a like and share it around if you liked it. And if you want to share it around. But, ta-ta.